Hey everyone, welcome back. And I wanted to do a tarot spread for you guys. So if you're learning tarot, one of the most helpful things is to learn different tarot spreads. And if you are new to doing tarot spreads, or you are wanting to learn new tarot spreads, this is going to be one of those videos. This is going to be a video that's just going to talk about a tarot spread, and we're going to talk about its positionings, and we're going to talk about how the cards relate to each other, okay? And the tarot spread that I'm going to use is from the Dreams of Gaia, okay, by Ravynne Phelan. And I personally love this deck, and this was one of those decks that I was very on the fence to get because it's a brand new tarot system. She created this tarot system, and the more I worked with this, the more I began to like this deck. This deck does not follow the traditional tarot system, but it's its own pattern. It's its own tarot system. It has majors and it has minor arcanas. So you have those things, and it also has your suites, and it has, you know, up to 1 to 10. It just follows that system, okay? Things are slightly different, slightly changed, but the artwork is just amazingly beautiful. And this is, you know, and this is more about, and it seems to very much relate to how you are interacting with the world, how the universe is presenting things to you, and how you're going to respond to them, or it gives you guidance. So I personally like this deck, and that leads me to why I'm going to go through this spread with you, because I really like this spread. This is a very well written book, by the way. I really like how this book is written. So the spread that we're going to go through is called the Dreaming Tree spread. Okay, and there are 12 cards in this spread, and we're going to go through each one and what they mean and stuff like that. And we're not going to use the Dreams of Gaia tarot cards. We're going to use a regular traditional deck so that you can see, because I think that you can use this with a traditional deck as well. I think this is an amazing spread, and I would also recommend the tarot deck itself. So that is what we're going to do. So let me move my cards so I can give my space. This is a pretty big spread, and we're going to go through this, okay? So we're going to use this deck. So what you want to do with this deck, or with this spread, okay? A lot of tarot, when you read on a lot of the spreads, you're reading about the situation, okay? You're looking at the situation and what's coming up, and that's how some of those spreads can be predictive. This particular spread gives you options of how to handle things. So I wouldn't be looking at this particular spread as a predictive spread. I would be looking at this spread more of like a counseling. This is kind of like you're giving yourself counsel, okay? So because we're looking at this spread in a counseling perspective, you need to look at the cards more in a way of how it relates to you, of how the cards are, how you associate yourself with the cards, right? Your feelings, your emotions, how you're relating to the world with the cards. So there are 78 cards in a deck, and each card, we have an aspect of ourselves within each of these cards. So you have to look at it from that perspective. Not necessarily, you know, as an event. You're looking at things more as how you're relating to things that are coming at you, okay? So some of these cards could represent people, absolutely, but it's mostly like you taking on those energies, okay? So what we're going to do is you're going to shuffle your cards. You're going to think about the problem that you have, and you're going to want to shuffle them up. You want to cut your deck. Okay. Now there's many ways to obviously shuffle and cut your deck, or you don't even have to do it the way I do it with taking one card off of the top. You could pull it, fan the cards, and pick a card however you feel. However you feel to do it doesn't matter. Just do what feels right to you. Okay. So the first card is you. All right. So this is the Seeker. The card is the Seeker. This is the trunk. Okay. The trunk in the whole thing. in the whole spread. This represents you. So when you're looking at the Knight of Wands, for this instance, for this person, for this example reading, this person is very active. I would probably say this person is very active. We are in the prime of our lives. You are in your job. You're in a career type oriented job, and you're a very motivated person. You're not a person that likes to sit around and deal with things, right? You like to go, go, go. You feel important when you're going, going, going. Your energy currently is in the go forth and fight mode, okay? So this is also the very adventurous energy. This is a very creative energy. So you are definitely in a very creative state of mind, okay? So you're going to look, so this would be how this would be you. This represents you at the moment in time. So if this came up like a Five of Cups, it just means that it's representing you. You're feeling depressed, you're feeling lost, you're feeling sadness, okay? But in this particular example, we have this Knight energy who is just bursting forth. Everything is, they got a lot of creative energy. It's firing forward. So now you're going to do the first branch, okay? The first branch of this spread would be the second card, and it goes about right here, okay? And we're going to be crunching all these up, okay? So I can make it. So this is the first branch. The first branch represents the mood, and it represents the mood and the environment, okay? This is the mood and the environment. So this mood is the Four of Pentacles, okay? And so that means we're either you're sitting on top of things, you're sitting on money. So you have this really burst of big energy that's moving forth, but yet the mood is that you're just trying to hang on. So you're trying to break from some constraints. There's some constraints being held upon you, or you are, this could also indicate, not only are you hanging on to things, but it could also indicate there's a flow of money, a flow that's going through. So maybe the job is doing okay for you, but we're seeing a flow. All right. So this is the mood. This is the mood of the situation. This is the environment. All right. And this environment for this particular one is hanging on to things, clinging on to things. So there's this burst of energy as the seeker sees itself, and there's this clinging on. So this card would be the third card, would be the second branch, okay? This is the second branch right now. The second branch is the things that are assisting you, or it is hindering you. Okay, so those are your challenges. So depending on the card that lands, it will become an assisting card, or it will become a challenge card, okay? So this is you, this is the environment. And then you have the Two of Wands. So this particular card, so these two cards connect, right? So these two cards are connected by this something that helps, and this is something that hinders. So we have this person who would have, so let's look at this particular set of cards. You have this person here who sees themselves as this go-getter, this active energy, real creative, okay? But the environment is very, hanging on to things. And so this person wants to, so I would look at this person as, this person wants to be creative and adventurous, but they are, very mindful of their money, and they want to know how to get there. So you have the Two of Wands here. The Two of Wands here is about counsel, about seeking advice. And it could also show for this particular person that there is a trip that is possibly in their future. They're getting ready to take a trip. All right. So the mood, I would probably say this is a very helpful card for this situation. You have a situation where the person is ready for some creative adventures. Money is a concern, hanging on to things, but they're getting counsel. Counsel is helping them make decisions. All right. So now you have the seeker themselves, the first branch, the second branch. Now you're going to have the third branch, which is going on the top. This would be the card that's the present. So this is who the seeker is. This is the present situation that they're going through. Okay. So we have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. So this is you're looking at this person who is got this very adventurous spirit. So I would probably say maybe there's a trip that is going out based on their job, right? So they're getting ready to go on a job, and the job is sending them out on a trip. So they're getting ready to do a business trip. That's kind of how I would see this particular deck, because this would be the money, this is the home, this could be the job, this is the security, the financial security. So I would say this particular person is getting ready to go on a job, going on a business trip, and they're excited for it. They're getting counsel what they need to do to hang on, but they're, you know, it's kind of hanging on. So there's some talking going on. So this would be the present. So this is the home, the money, and stuff like that. So maybe there is the reason why they're counseling out, because, you know, they're ready for this adventure, and they're going to be, you know, presently they're at home. Okay. These next three cards, actually, I will usually pull for myself at the same time. This would be, I believe it is the 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth branch and the 2 leaves. Okay. And these, so we're going to just pull them right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, this is a positive. This is actually a really positive spread so far for this person, for this mock reading. Okay. So now I'm looking at these 3 cards. And why do we pull them all out? Because these are the 3 options. Okay. This is the options. You have your fourth branch and the 2 leaves that go upon that branch. These are your options to the situation that are going to be occurring in the present or in the future. Okay, so you have a King of Cups, and like I said, you have to look at it in terms of how you are interacting with the world. Okay, so the King of Cups would be this mature, active, nurturing, empathetic energy. So this is kind of the take charge, be mindful of other people's feelings, be mindful about how you speak, how you think, how you feel, and how you are handling the situation. So this would be one of the options for the way when you deal with it. And we'll see how it goes, okay? So, we'll see how it relates to the future cards. So this king is asking the person to be mature, be empathetic, take charge, but be mindful of other people's feelings and how you are affecting them, okay? This is the High Priestess, right? So this is the second option. The second option is trust your gut, trust your instincts, go with your instincts, reflect upon a situation before you make a decision, okay? Reflect upon the situation before you make a decision, because that inner knowing, that inner knowledge, this is also since this is a female energy, this is a more nurturing energy. So connect to the feminine divine versus this one says connect to the masculine divine, okay? So this is asking you to connect to the more feminine aspects, the nurturing aspects. It also says trust your instinct, trust your gut. If it's not feeling right, don't go forward. If it feels good, go ahead and go forward, okay? So that would be that one. So then you also have the Wheel of Fortune, okay? The Wheel of Fortune is the luck card. So you're, take a chance. Take a chance. Go forward. It's victory. Take a chance. The luck is with you. The wheel is with you. Fortunes is with you. Okay? So you have this energy. So now you have these options. So you have 3 options of how to handle a situation. How to move forward. How to handle a situation. Okay? So you have one option. Take charge. The male energy. Be empathetic, emotional, or not emotional, but empathetic, understand how the energy is how what you're doing is affecting the other person. The next option is to go through it with trusting your instincts, trusting your gut, trusting how, use your instincts, reflect on the situation before you go. So in other words, don't make any quick, brash, actions. Think about it before you go. Or go with the Wheel of Fortune. There's another one, it's luck's with you. Just kind of, it's almost that roll the dice and just go with the flow. Go with the flow. This is the one where it's telling you, go with the flow. The wheel turns. It's going to turn. It's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. Just go with the flow. You'll be okay. Okay? So let's look at the next one. So this is the 4th branch. So we're going to look at the 5th branch. Okay? This is the branch. This is the outcome. This is your possible, it's not a possible outcome. They usually say this is what's coming within the next few weeks. And this is a new opportunity. So we have a new opportunity coming. So how do you handle that opportunity? And so now you're going to be like, you could be like going excited. So this is new money, new opportunity coming. You're taking this trip. You have a new opportunity coming. All right. If you have this new opportunity coming on the 4th branch, how are you going to respond to it? Okay. You're going to take the wheel, just go with the flow, take the deal, go, go, go. Are you going to go with the flow? Or are you going to think about it and say, you know, be thankful, be gracious, think about it so that you can trust your intuition and move forward? Or you're going to take charge, and by the very act of you taking charge, it's going to create this new money situation. So that is how the options work. So you can blend them. You can take one, you can take any, you can take all. These are the options that you do in order to handle this situation that's coming up. Okay. So that's how that works. Now we're going to deal with the roots. So now we dealt with the upper tree. Okay, we haven't done with the crown of the tree yet. We have just dealt with the branches and the leaves. So now we're going to look at the root of the matter. So we're going to come in and we're going to say, here is a present situation that is happening for this person. Okay, that it's a present, something in the present or someone in the present. This card is influencing all of this, right? It's influencing on how you are responding. Okay. So we have a lot of sharing here. So this would be one of the roots. Okay. And like I said, I'm trying to keep all the cards in. So this is a root. This is the first root. This is someone or something that's influencing you and how you are relating to the world. So someone must have counseled, right? In the present, because this is a present, someone in the present is counseling you, and it's probably talking to you about this deal, okay? Talking about how this deal can assist you, how it can go, you know, with the hanging on. There's a real big money spread here. You know, going here into the company on this taking the trip. The taking the trip leads to something new in the next few weeks, but you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so excited. How am I going to respond? You have all these 3 things. So there's some sharing. So something was shared. So a situation occurred that was shared with you, and then it provided an opportunity. So this is that moving forward. Okay. So this is a present situation or person that influences you and how you're relating to this whole spread. Present person or situation that is influencing this spread. Okay. This next root, this would be the second root. This next one is in the past. This is a situation or person that has happened to you in the past that is affecting this situation. Okay. So now, for the first time, I see my first negative card in this spread, and we have a sense of loss and disappointment. So you know what? This is in the past. So if you were looking at this spread and how it all interacts and relates, there was an event that occurred to this imaginary person in the past, and this one made them kind of gun shy to try something new. So someone or something in the future has kind of spoke to them and gave them this really good idea and encouraged them to go take this new thing. So the company is saying, hey, we're going to send you on this trip. This is what's going to happen to you. But you have some reservations about it because, you know, something negative happened in the past that caused some nervousness on your part, or, you know, on this person's part, in order to accept the position. Okay. So if you're looking at this spread and saying, hey, maybe I shouldn't or should not do something, this kind of helps you discover where those fears are coming from. So this particular spread is telling me that it was the past. Something happened in the past that helped them, that gives them this reservation. Okay. But everything looks pretty positive right now. All right. So now we have the one right underneath here. So this is our trunk right here. So we have the leaves, right? Or the branches here. and the 2 leaves here and a branch here, and these are the roots, okay? This is back to the root, and this is the subconscious. This is what's running in the subconscious. Okay, so this is the 3 of Wands. Okay, so, sorry. The 3 of Wands in this particular spread is this person is looking out over the seas. So the subconscious is that I can kind of see them playing the whole scenario out in their head. They're playing it out in their head, and they're going, hey, okay, these are the possible results. These are the possible results. Okay. So here's the situation. So they're probably over worrying. They're thinking about it too hard. Okay. Thinking about it too hard, because they sent things out, you know, so it looks like that they've probably put things in motions. They agreed to something and they're kind of a little nervous about it. So they're thinking about it. We have this past influence of a loss that is influencing this uncertainty, but the present spread looks fine. But there are options for them to help overcome this, okay? There are options to help them overcome this. Take charge, okay? Definitely, or think about it, reflect upon it, or just go with the flow. Take charge, because everything's going to go. So now, there's one more card in this, and this card is the crowning card. This is what's going to happen a few months into the future. Okay, that's the way the book describes it. So this is a few weeks into the future. This is a few months. So we've got some working together going on. So that would be on the top here. Okay. So here we are. The person is by themselves is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so they are there. This particular spread, I would call it a work spread. We got options here. So there's some working together going on. The only thing in this particular spread I can see is this loss feeling, okay? This loss feeling could be a little bit of a maybe feeling like they're taken advantage of with this sharing card, with the 6 of Pentacles. There's this hanging on, but they're adventurous. They are a go-getter, and there's an opportunity here that's presented to them. In the future, they'll be working together. There's also some new opportunity. Now, this isn't a predictive spread that these things are going to happen. What the point is that when these things come up, these new offers come up, when a new offer comes up, when you're tasked to work with other people, how are you going to deal with that? You've got these 3 options here, and it's telling you these are the ways you should probably work on a situation. Okay. I personally, so what would happen? Let's look at what happens if a negative card comes up, right? What happens if you got an option like this? All right. Let me just put a couple things down, right? Let's just say that instead of, because this deck became, this spread is so positive. let's look at, what if your 3 options in this spread come up? What if your 3 options come up with something like this? Like you've got a 10 of Swords, and you got, or a 2 of Swords, or you got a Fool, you know. What if these things come up in these spreads? How can you spin this as something positive, as an option? I mean, it's like, okay, here's an option of how to end it or how to move forward. How is this a good thing? How is this going to help you forward? So when you see a negative card like this, there is some, you got to look for the positives within a card such as the Tower or as the Devil and stuff. So let's look at the 10 of Swords. When you're looking at the 10 of Swords and you see this, and you just see this guy down on the ground with a bunch of swords in his back, it's pretty heartbreaking. But that also means that you could be trying to do the same thing over and over and over again, and it keeps leading you to a dead end. Keeps leading to you to a dead end. This is telling you, try something new, because everything else that you're doing is not working out. So the positive to this card is that, well, 1, it's at an end, so that's over with. But 2, Try something new, because what you've done before is not working, and don't think that just doing it again is going to make anything better. Try something new to create a different outcome, okay? So if you're looking at something about like a Two of Swords that comes up as an option of how to handle things, you're looking at the Two of Swords is being blocked, and it's like not knowing, you're at a crossroads, okay? It could also very well be the option is just like saying, you know, this, really consider the idea that this may not be the proper way to move forward. This is not the proper way. There's nothing wrong with not making a decision at this moment in time. Okay. So depending if you've got some really bad outcomes, you know, or maybe, you know, for instance, it's like, you know, you see an opportunity come up and one of your options is a 2, it may tell you that may not be what you want to do. Think about it. You don't have to make a decision right now. So that's how you can look at that. Obviously, the Fool, I talk about the Fool a lot. The Fool is about the new journey or looking foolish. So obviously, this would be more of an encouraging card. It's like, yeah, go for it. Go take the new journey. Take the new path to stop this, right? Or don't, you know, and you may be undecided, but take the step. Okay, so to see how that all works together. So this is how the spread goes. I hope that I have explained it as clearly as possible as I could. This is a spread from, again, the Dreams of Gaia, or Gaia. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it's helpful. I hope you could use it yourself. And if you want, please go out and get this deck. It's an amazing deck. I really like it. I love how it works, especially with her cards. But this spread can be done with a traditional deck. So, all right. I hope you enjoyed. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.